Hey YouTube, this is Trish Pickard. We're going to get to these two from Temu, but I want to give you an update on what was going on with me, why I hadn't been around for a while. I've been having some medical issues that I have been dealing with and some family issues and my dog and everything, so I just haven't been around and I don't want to fake it. So I just didn't want to be, on here hacking up a lung or anything like that, or having to go to the bathroom back and forth, because, I had some medical issues, which we had discussed priorly, but really didn't tell you too much about it. So, I got an update from the doctor. Everything's really, really good, besides that I was, diagnosed with something that has no cure, but it's not life-threatening or anything, so we're going to move forward and just be blessed that we got a life. So, my dog, of course, he's getting older, so he's having a little bit of issues in regards to just his general age. So, with him, I'm learning how to adjust to him. He's learning how to adjust to me, because he's not a barker, he's not a whiner, he's not a complainer. And most dogs aren't, unless they're really, really hurting. Of course, this is one of the pajamas that I got. I understand I'm usually always in pajamas, but I like the fact that it looks like an actual dress. So, like when people come to the door or they come over to my house, I don't feel like I have to put clothes on all the time. So, I really like these. These are very, very comfortable. Now that the winter's coming in my neck of the woods, which is California, it's going to be starting to get colder season. It's like right after Halloween is when it starts really getting cooler. It's kind of in between still a little bit. It's like in the fall season right now. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. Right now it's like in the 80s right now. It's not, like I said, it's not too hot. It's not too cold. I've got a couple cooking videos that I'm considering doing. Please let me know if you'd like to see them. I was considering doing the meatloaf. I have it on a short, but I was thinking about doing that video on a long video, because I noticed there was several people that liked that meatloaf, but they didn't say if they'd like to see the full recipe. If you do, just let me know and I'll do a video on it. And then when I did my bell peppers, my stuffed bell peppers, excuse me, I did stuffed bell pepper casserole, and that's where you dice up all your bell peppers. So that comes out really, really good too. So I was thinking about doing that one too, so that there's two different ways to do it. So like if you don't want to spend all that time boiling up your bell peppers and them not getting a lot of flavor, like, because sometimes bell peppers can be really, really sweet and sometimes they can be really bitter. It just depends on the bell pepper you get. So if you want to see both those, just give me a jingle and let me know. And I was thinking about doing biscuits and gravy with a breakfast, with some sausage and eggs and hash browns, which I've done the one with the bacon, with the grapes and everything like that, but I haven't done a sausage one, which I typically do every so often. I'm the sausage lover, so of course I love biscuits and gravy, and I don't make my biscuits from scratch. So I have those three cooking ones coming. I haven't really been doing any of my diamond art because I can't do my diamond art with my fan on, because it dries out when you pull up the pages, like when you pull back and expose the adhesive. If you have a fan blowing on that adhesive, it dries it out, so then the gems don't want to stick to it. So I found that out the hard way. So now I'm gonna have to wait till the winter a little bit to get working on those. But we'll get to these Temu because I've only been buying stuff because I have 3 diamond arts besides the one I'm working on, so I don't want to order any more until I want to do any more, because at this point they're just going to sit and wait, so I don't want to do any more of that. And then I was going to work on like a memory book, but right now I don't have any one particular topic that I want to make a memory book for. So let's get to these Temu packages. So the stuff I've been buying has been like kitchenware and things like that, because like some of my stuff has gotten like either old and ran down, or I didn't have it in the first place. So or I needed more of them because of my teeth valve. So I ordered some stuff. Oh yeah, this, okay. This I bought, couldn't remember which one was which. And this is of course October's, so I ordered them within 2 weeks apart, and they came within 2 days of each other, so that's why I'm doing them together. I would have done them separate, but you know, you never know when they're going to come, because they say they give you an estimated time of when they're going to come. Okay, and this is a dog washable pee mat, and it's got the non-slip back on it, so it's not very big, because my dog is like literally, he can fit in my purse. So I didn't want to get it in something really, really big, so that it gives him permission to pee wherever he pleases. Because typically what it is I'm putting him down to go to the bathroom outside, because he will normally go outside. He's really good about it. But if he really, really has to go, or he gets excited, as soon as I put him down, he'll just have an accident. So I'm going to put this on my side of the bed, because that's where I put him down at. So it's just like to protect my carpet more than anything else. It's not because he's actually peeing everywhere. Okay. And then these ones, this is what I was looking forward to. I have 2 of these, but not by Temu, but I really enjoy them, and I can use them in my teeth valve and spreading of mayonnaise, or spreading of anything. But I liked these because they were heat resistant, and they're just the spatulas. But there's like 4 different sizes, which I really, really enjoyed the idea, because they're like the super thin ones that you can scrape the sides of the jars of whatever you need. Like if you want to get down to the nitty gritty of your barbecue sauce or your mayonnaise or whatever your big jar of it is. And then if you're stirring in a big pot like spaghetti or chili or whatever, like I've done before, I can't really get in the sides of the pan too good. So this one is going to really come in handy. Okay. And these handles are really, really good. And these are heat resistant, so that'll be real nice. I wanted black on black, but they didn't have it, and I didn't really mind the colors because they're not, I don't know if I'm going to put them in my utensil holder, which I probably won't, only because everything in there is black, and it is kind of a little bit full. So that's that one. So I really enjoy that one. So those were a good buy. But like I said, I'm being more smart about the things that I'm buying, because of the fact that not just buying because I can. I really like look at what we need and what we could use instead of, you know, okay, it's on sale, we'll pick it up. You know, I'm being more strategic about the things I'm buying now. And then if I can catch a good deal too at the same time, that's even better, you know, for me. Because some things you think it's a good buy, but it's really not. Okay, let's see what this is. I can't remember what this is. Oh, okay, I remember what this is. Okay. A lot of people were talking about this on other people who had reviewed this. It's, of course, from Temu also. But you know how you have your grocery bags. Well, this is supposed to be a tube that you put, and it's got a little hanger. So you can put it on whatever you want, and it's got a little hole at the bottom. And you put all your sandwich bags, your grocery bags, inside here. Instead of them, like right now, oh my goodness, if you saw the top of my refrigerator, you would think that I had lost my mind. Because they're bags inside of bags inside of a bag. And I know there's other people out there, and I know that it's got to be crazy. But some people will just throw them away. Well, I don't want to have to keep paying 10 cents a piece for them. Out here in California, you got to pay 10 cents a bag. So now I have this, I can fill this up, and it'll let you pull one bag out at a time. And sometimes I use them for trash bags. Don't get me wrong, I will. If I need to, I'll use it for a trash bag. Because when I'm throwing out oil, I use a coffee can because it's from my fryer. So what I do is I wait for that oil that's in the fryer, because I don't use a solid oil. I use like corn oil. I let it cool down, and then I put it into a coffee can, and then I put that coffee can into one of those bags from the grocery store, and I'll tie it up really, really tight, and I'll throw it in a trash can so that that oil doesn't get in the trash can, because it can make a big old mess and stink up outside. Even though the trash isn't like right by our house, it still kind of can stink up, especially if it's hot. And then when my husband saw mine, he asked where his was, so I got him some brand new ones, because he kept saying he didn't have his own. But he wanted his for the barbecue, so I bought these ones for him. Because very rarely does he ever ask for anything, and he likes the locking. I know you probably can't hear me over all that crinkling. I'm trying not to shout, folks. He likes the locking mechanism on the end. Like, you see how you can pull it out like that? It locks it into place. And he also likes these grips on here where the handle and things don't disregard my finger. Like, I did a silly thing, which I used to tell my children all the time. When they would make things, I'll tell you that story in a fun. It's a funny though, but we'll get to it in a second. But anyway, see, the handle has that plastic coating on it. It's real good. And then it's got the metal down here, which we love for the barbecue. So he wanted a really long one. Well, this is the 14.5-inch long, and it's got the locking pin on it. And then you can, of course, hang it from your barbecue, or you can just put it in your drawer and keep it like this all the time. It's a really good thing. So I'll tell you what happened with my finger. See? You know how when they tell you on the back of packages, like TV dinners, pot pies, anything like that that has a plastic top on it, you should let it cool for about 5 minutes or so, 3 to 5 minutes. Well, I was so hungry and I just did not want to wait. I didn't have any patience. I was like, I'm really hungry. So what do I go and do? I take the plastic right off of that sucker. Well, I could literally feel my skin sizzling like I had stuck it in a fry pan. And I knew, and I let go of the plastic. Well, by then, the plastic was already on my skin, and I had to peel the plastic off of my skin. And I ran it under cold water, put an ice cube on it, and was running around my house like a chicken with its head cut off, like I was gonna turn into baked chicken that night, because I literally thought my skin was baking. I woke up the next morning and I had about a blister that was the size of that finger on top of my regular finger. And I looked at it and I couldn't bend my finger, and I said, oh no, I'm in trouble. Oh no, I'm in trouble. And of course I had to have my husband lance it. Well, he stuck a hole in it so I could drain it, but he said, I've never seen a burn like that bad from a TV dinner, and I don't think that you should be touching no more TV dinners. And I said, I don't think so either, and I shouldn't wait that long to be eating no dinner either. And him and I had a good chuckle out of it at that point, because it was already too late, you know. But it was just one of those incidents where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. Like I used to tell my kids when they were younger, because I would put their dinner in the micro, you know, the oven or the microwave or whatever, because it depended on what, you know, how, if they had, you know, like my son was into soccer and my daughter was into cheerleading, and they did a lot of after school activities, so it always depended on when they came home to see if it would go in the microwave or the oven. And I would tell them, never take the plastic off, let it sit and cool off, and before you go ripping the plastic back, because that steam will burn the heck out of you. And then what do? The same thing I tell them, and they're, you know, 31, 32 years old, you know, 30 and 31 years old. And they were like, when I told my daughter about it, she was like, Mom, you used to tell us not to do that stuff. And I said, I know, but I was hungry. And she's like, you could have ate, you know, a piece of fruit or something to wait, you know. So she got a good chuckle out of it. And, you know, I bet you if I told my son the same story, he'd probably be laughing about it too. But it was just one of those situations where it was like, I just didn't want to wait. And of course, you think back at all the decisions and choices you've made when it comes to telling your kids not to do these things, and then you go and do it yourself, and you're like, oh goodness, I can't believe I did that. And then the last thing that I purchased, gotta put my glasses on. What did oh, there's my glasses. My old lady glasses. Finally got an eye appointment so I can actually get the right prescription, because now it's getting blurry to see y'all without them. So my husband finally said, that's it, we're gonna get you in to see the eye doctor because it's just too much. So anyway, the last thing that I got from Temu is a spice grinder, a mini spice grinder that I can put with my spices, because there's certain spices that come like rosemary and thyme and oregano. Sometimes it's just in the jar. It's not like fine enough for me, I guess, because I'm so used to the salt and pepper and like garlic salt and onion powder and things like that being a certain consistency. So when it is too thick, it's like the oils or something doesn't come out of it.
So let's check this out and see, because I do notice when I do grind it down a little bit more, oh, there's a cord with it too. Cool. I was hoping that it would come with a cord, because I have a very bad problem with losing my cords. But I tried it with the spices being ground a little bit more, not like a lot, like not, zipped to dust. No, just broke down a little bit more than what they would typically be broke down. So but I had to use my coffee grinder, so it was a little bit harder to manage and to see it, because I don't always grind coffee, so I usually keep it pretty clean in my coffee grinder, because I don't know if I'm going to ever have to use it for peanuts or for coffee or for spices. So every time I use it, I clean it out really well. And when I saw this, I thought, well, this will be the best thing, because then I don't have to worry about running spices through it and then possibly having to use it like a week or two later down the line for some coffee. You know what I mean? But I saw a lot of good reviews in regards to this. So, ooh, that's fast. See how fast that blade is? Wow. She's got some power. That's cool. So I can put all my spices in here that I want to put on, like a steak or a burger or anything, ribs or anything like that I want to put on the barbecue. I can put all of it in here and then zip it and then put it on, mix it with some olive oil or some corn oil or some butter or whatever I want to mix it with, or even some, like a small thing of beef broth or chicken broth or whatever, depending on what I'm doing. Like even for roasted chicken, you can use this with all your spices in it and spice it all up and just shake the whole thing, because yeah. The jar is a really good size, so you can put a good amount, like for a turkey or for a chicken or whatever. So, I mean, that's a really, really good size. And, of course, I can't see again. Let me put my glasses back on so I can get this lid back on, so I don't mess up the threading. There we go. Okay. So I'll put this in my spice drawer so that I know, or I suppose spice cupboard, because now that I have it, I'll use it for only my spices. So I really like that idea, that I'm gonna have one just for my spices, for all my meat, because it depends on, like, I don't particularly, I can, but I really don't particularly like it. I like my husband to do it. I can season up the meat, but I prefer him to put the meat on the barbecue, because we have 2 different barbecues, and neither one of them I really like. I personally am a little bit scared of them, because one of them is like a propane tank kind of situation, and it was a newer thing when it first came out. Now, oh, excuse me, they sell them for like RVs and camping, and like they're travel barbecues, but we bought it, thinking that we would be taking it to like beach and stuff like that, but we never did. So we have that one, and it's just him and I most of the time. And then we have a big one that has like a fire pit type situation that we made out of a wash bin. And that's for when we want to sit out and look at the stars and things like that, have dinner, and then go outside and, you know, look at the stars and stay warm, you know. But we have to do some things for that to work out the best for us. So just wanted to give you an update on what was going on with me and why I hadn't been around for a while, but no worries, y'all. I really did miss y'all though, and I noticed that a lot of people were reaching out and either calling me or commenting that they hope I'm feeling well. They hadn't seen a video in a while, and you know I care about all of y'all a lot, so I don't want you guys to feel like that I don't care or that I don't want to be interacting, but I didn't want to fake it or sit here being uncomfortable and you guys seeing the uncomfortableness that I had going on with my health. So remember, if you have nothing nice to say about something or somebody, don't say anything at all. Ta-ta for now.